how he hits this one out of the gate. Struggled a bit early on the break yesterday versus Ignacio. Oh, and that's a good sign for Eknakachi. 2 going to finish in a tough position, though. And this is why the WNT is so difficult. The best format after the break in professional pool.
That is Efren Reyes. 25 years ago this year, he won this World Championship, but that only tells just a small part of the story, the legend of this man from the Philippines. And it's wonderful to have him here, watching his fellow countryman on this last day.
Yeah, we had a special day yesterday. I was so grateful to be a part of it. Got to work with the Saudi juniors. Yeah, so I think he's chipping this too, using the 4-6-7, the 5-6-7. Does he have him covered? If you can see a piece of this, it changes everything.
Johan Chua recently turned 32 years of age. Best known, I think, for his exploits in Spain almost exactly a year ago as part of the winning team for the Philippines in the World Cup.
And it looks to me, Michael, like he can see a piece of this. That makes all the difference in the world because he can at least leave distance. And if he did leave the gap, it's still not easy. Can Kachi bury him right now behind the pink? I'm wondering. Or is it too steep? Definitely doesn't have a pocket for the 2.
Extension, cool.
Kachi, the younger of the 2, 25 years of age. Which seems incredible when you consider how long he's been around as one of the best in the world.
Yeah, what's he got up his sleeve here? The problem is distance. Anytime you've got distance like this, you've got to trust what's happening. Is he looking at possibly going at the pink 4 now? Yes, he is, Michael. Yes, he is.
Great spot, Scott, and wonderfully executed by Kachi. Sort of thing that really makes it feel good and settled at the start of a big match like this. Coming up with something like that and then pulling it off.
Every month, this Airbnb pays me about $2,700 in semi-passive income. Now, here's the thing. I don't own it and I don't pay any rent. Now, here's the thing. You can actually do this too. It doesn't even matter where you live, even if you're in a boring little town where almost no one travels to. And if you think I'm in here every single day, changing sheets, cleaning up after people, and messaging people on the app all day long, think again. So the question is this: how did I do it? Through a new method called Airbnb co-listing in conjunction with Zillow. Let me show you how it works. Step number 1, go to Zillow.com and type in your city. Step number 2, click on a property that's for rent. This property has been sitting on Zillow for the last 42 days, which means that the landlord is losing money and needs your help. Step number 3, copy the address. Step number 4, paste the address into the Airbnb Analyzer app and click this big blue button. The Airbnb Analyzer app shows this property can potentially generate 2.5 times the long-term rental rate. You can plug into an existing property like this, and once you automate a few easy tasks, even if you're slammed with work, family, and a million other things, you could have a semi-passive income stream. I'll show you how to rinse and repeat and add 2 or 3 more of these income streams every single month. Now, I know that's a lot to take in, but check this out. I've got 24 of these generating a combined $158,000 in semi-passive cash flow every single month. That's more than I used to make in 3 years working full time. And if you want some extra cash on the side or to replace your active income with semi-passive income so you can live now instead of waiting 30 years to retire, this is exactly what you've been looking for. And guess what? You found it at the perfect moment in history. I'll explain more on the next page, but Airbnb is going gangbusters in every state, every city, and every town all across America. So what are you waiting for? Click anywhere around this ad right now, and on the next page, you'll find a concise A to Z video training that takes you into every nook and cranny of this opportunity. In just 26 minutes, you'll also learn how my system works, how to plug into an existing property, and potentially create a semi-passive income stream. Heads up though, I don't plan on keeping up this training forever. So if you're serious about potentially creating a second income stream and maybe a third one, you want to do it now, quickly and easily, don't put this off. Click right now. Watch the free training. I think you'll love what you're about to learn, and I'll see you on the inside.
If you don't have an automated trading system, I can set one up for you in less than 3 days by giving you access to the quant design trading algorithms I've had designed by elite level traders. I can then show you how to connect them to AI powered smart bots that will do all the trading for you, which means that you won't have to look at charts all day. You won't even have to place your own trades or do any of the millions of things that professional traders do. Just check out these results. Our Minotaur Maximizer has over a 95% win rate. Just take a look at the win rate there. We also have trading algos that can achieve between 1 to 2% per day if you're looking for something more active that can create a daily stream of passive returns. Our versatile Minotaur all token algorithm has achieved over a 3,700% return compared to a 117% buy and hold over the same period. Imagine having your own system that automatically trades the digital currency markets. Imagine having an army of robots placing all your trades for you. It means that you can sit back and relax and generate better returns than most professional traders do. And the best part is, our smart bots use AI-powered machine learning. So they only place the most profitable win rate trades and have risk management systems already built into their code, which means that while they're trading, you can be spending more time with your family or upgrading your lifestyle, even generating an income while you sleep. Look, I've worked with multiple types of trading bots for the last 2 years, and I can assure you that nothing has come close to the results these fully automated algorithms have been generating. So if you're interested in learning about our system and strategies, then click on the link in this video so I can show you how to set up this system for yourself. There is zero obligation by clicking on this video. All I want to do is introduce you to my system, and then if you want, we can give you a demo of how it all works. So if you're ready, click on this video, on this ad now, and hopefully we get to talk to you soon.
But still, a big message coming from a big man in game number 1.
So picked out the combination, executed it perfectly, got his reward in a positional sense, and did the rest from there. Eklenkachi leads this World Championship semi-final against Johan Chua by 1 rack to 0.
Maybe they like Eklund.
Isn't it amazing that for such a big man, he can be so thrown by a tiny little creature like that?
Oh my goodness, this is such a good hit. So difficult to catch the thin side of a ball like that. And one thing he did, Michael, is he tied the 6 and 7 up.
Johan Chua, number 68 in the world rankings. Now, a lot of that is to do with not playing quite as many events as some other players, and maybe not playing the right events, but also because when he has played in the big matchroom tournaments in the past, he hasn't actually done as well as we might have expected. Been a lot of defeats around the last 32 stage and thereabouts. One thing we can say for sure, he is going to soar up those rankings at the end of this championship.
Yeah, when he first come on the scene, there was a lot of buzz about Johan Chua. A lot of buzz, and didn't quite make the noise like Michael said. But what a shot that was. A corner cut to the lower right. I don't think he's got position on the 3. Yeah, and he even put a little left on that ball. Caught a piece of the 9, and that's what hurt him. Well, he's definitely making a buzz here. like the play here. Pretty containing. Pretty disciplined.
Two players who have both been playing in professional tournaments since their teens. Efren Kachi was only 18 when he got to the semi-finals of this championship all the way back in 2017. Was beaten by Roland Garcia, who in turn lost the final to Carlo Biado, the only all-Philippines world final there's ever been. We did have the prospect of that all the way to last night, but then the other two remaining Filipino players went out.
Yeah, he wanted to catch the top side of that three, not the bottom side. Sucked right in below the purple five. Maybe a hair hard, didn't give the cue ball time to lengthen out. I think that's kind of what happened there. If he hits it a little easier, that cue ball going to stretch out more. Does Chua play the pink 4 off the 7? He's going to have to hit it with a little speed because the 9's covering the 5. Just draw out a foot or so. Big shot here for Chua. Oh, very well done.
And that really should unpick the lock for this second rack.
Oh, look at this. Pretty quick in the backswing. Almost fluked it, Michael.
Yeah, and there are big moments early on. Chua took on the difficult one to the side, and once he'd missed it and left it, Kachi's obviously looking to make a statement, but the only statement he's ended up making is that he has a bad miss in him today.
Yeah, and that was a big, big miss, especially the way Chua's playing. Kachi knows it. The buzzer went off. The first buzzer went off right in his backswing. I don't think that had anything to do with it. He was already committed to the shot. But Michael, yesterday Kachi missed a couple balls similar. Not many, but a couple. He hit them both to the thick side.
So it's one of those classic racks where whoever loses it is going to end up with regrets. Kachi in particular, because the shot that Chua missed, he always knew that was a possibility. Didn't see it coming with Kachi at all. Chua now with a chance to lead for the first time in this semi-final.
Yeah, a little smirk from Chua. He caught that ball real thin that he just played. Look at this. This is a result of the shot prior. This is a tester. Hold your breath, Johan Chua.
Yeah, Kachi had the chance to get back into the lead, didn't he? An unexpected miss into the same pocket that Chua has just deposited the 9 into, taking his opportunity to hit the front for the first time at 2-1. He'll pick up with our help as it goes along.
Yeah, really running the clock down. He's used his extension as well. Pretty good there. Changed his mind, decided to do his best to get behind the black 8. I think he's done it. All he was focused on there was the cue ball. Yeah, and that's a big-time shot from Kachi. Had very little room to get back there behind that 8.
Extension called.
Johan Chua calling his extension. You get 1 extension per rack. It's a 30-second shot clock.
Yeah, and once you call the extension, that gives you an extra 30 seconds. But you've got to call it.
Oh, very tough coming this route. Got to judge the second rail. Yeah, just short of the mark.
Foul stroke.
Extremely difficult. Big time shot from Kachi. The shot prior. It's earned him ball in hand. Uh-oh. Watch
strike.
the cue ball.
Ball in hand.
What a bad time to scratch, Michael. Got a terrible kiss off the green 6.
Ball in hand. Please
Yeah,
start
the
the
thing
clock.
with Kachi's break as well, of course, when he scratches, he spreads the ball so far and wide that very often leaves a good layout behind him. So where might the problems arise here, Scott?
Yeah, he's looking at the 2-9 immediately. The 9, a big ball. This could be a painful, quick game for Kachi.
Yeah, you can see it there. Okay.
Yeah, and because the 9 isn't frozen, it makes it a bigger ball, so you have a little bit more room for error. Chua on the move.
2 shots it took to
Giving Chua
resolve
the
that
rack.
5th rack. Scratched break from Kachi. And then the 2-7-9 combination. And that's the cruelty of the game, one of the many cruelties of the game, Scott. You look at all the work Kachi put in to win that last rack to get back level again, and then in the blink of an eye, suddenly he's back to 1 behind. Going to Manila to play Asia in an event along similar lines, and I think there's no doubt about it. The Asian team will be a stronger challenge than the US team, at least on paper nowadays, and Chua may very well be one of those representing Asia. Oh, hang on, hang on.
Foul strike. Ball in
Another
hand.
scratch.
Yeah, slight comedy of errors
Please start the
here
clock.
early in this match. Clean strike. How's it going to finish, though? He's going to have to play something real slick here to continue the run.
He's making hard work, labouring with the chances that are coming his way at the moment.
Yeah, and the last thing he wanted to do with 5 balls open on the table and starting out with ball in hand is play safe. That's why you're looking at him take this 6 up into the top right. Now, this could be a massive moment. He's trailing by a game. Oh, and he's caught it way heavy. Didn't even threaten the pocket.
Well, the signs were pretty good from Kachi's point of view in the opening rack, but it's already coming undone a bit.
This looks perfect. You don't want this guy to get comfortable.
No, and if one thing is going to help you get comfortable in what's been a twitchy match a bit on both sides really so far, it's getting your first break and run, and he's got the opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, a little light maybe, but natural position. You can see the 7 isn't frozen. This is a shot these guys play all the time. He knows the magnitude. Going to take his extension, bear down here. All he's got to do is pot the ball. Yeah, he's starting to look a little looser to me, Michael.
Yeah, definitely. I think Kachi would have been made favourite before this match, but not by a huge amount. And really, when you consider 2 very competent, experienced players, well, the fact that Chua is now looking settled, Kachi's making mistakes, and the fact there's going to be 3 racks in it in a moment, at this point, you'd have to say Chua is now favourite.
Yeah, without a doubt. Kachi helping him.
Chua has helped himself to all the balls in that rack. Our first break and run of this semi-final, and Chua now leads it by 5 racks to 2.
Let's be honest as well, though. Kachi, and I'll say it again and again, game number 3 misses the 5 with an easy clearance. Game number 6, he misses the 6 with an easy clearance. That'll help you. That'll make you start playing better. That'll keep you in a comfort zone. We don't want to speak too soon, Michael. He underdrew this ball a little.
Yeah, clearly wanted to get more action out of that. We could still back him for the 8 and the 9, but a little more to think about than he would ideally have been planning for.
Oh, he stroked this ball. That's a sign of comfort. Carry on, Johan.
So, as with all of his previous breaks in this match, he made the one in the side. It didn't take him anywhere in terms of going on directly from there to win the rack, but it did give him the opportunity to ask a question of Kachi. From that, he forced the opportunity with ball in hand. And Chua took care of the rest from there. So it's 4 in a row now for the man from the Philippines.
It's the bottom half of the blue here. Now, Kachi, he doesn't exactly look wide awake either. Oh, he caught it fat. And this might be a big moment. Kachi, it's now or never.
Well, from his point of view, it needs to be a big moment, doesn't it? But you have to say, Kachi has not been his normal effective self from the opportunities that have come his way. Missed that 5, got himself tangled up positionally and missed the 6 in the next rack. He's not really had anything to go at since. He does now.
Yeah, he missed a couple balls yesterday. He recovered well, but when he recovered, he wasn't so far behind. How will he handle it? He's got to make this ball. Back and forth with the cue ball. Well, cleanly struck. He's going to be good. Is he going to go to the top left corner with the pink? Carries the proper line. Yeah, and that's what he's done. Oh, interesting. So he couldn't get to all of that. Even though Kachi not looking at anything good, he should be happy he's back at the table. Yeah, Efren really in tune with this match. Going to the jump cue here. It's a big ball to get over. He is not thrilled right now. Big opportunity missed earlier. Can he get it down? Oh, look at this, Michael. Does it get position? Still big time. Look at this shot, Michael. He's caught it on the second or third bounce.
I'm not sure I've ever seen a cue ball jump that far above the table.
That was wild. The good news for him is now he's got a real good defensive play. Oh, he's going to... I believe he's going to let him see a piece of this. If he did, there's no excuse for it. He had a lot of room to keep him sewed up. Okay, there's a good angle. Chua going to go to the jump cue. He's kicking. Yeah,
stroke.
We've seen this a few times already, Michael. When you use a high cue ball kicking on this particular table because it's so dry, that ball tends to want to lengthen out more than the other tables. He's just missed the 5 there. Well, this looks really good. That's a sign, a positive sign for the Kachi camp. Oh, and there you have it, Michael. It does pass.
Yeah, that's conclusive, isn't it? Kachi just little by little is starting to look a bit more comfortable again. Often it's one spectacular shot that can restore confidence and settle you in, but in this case it's been more about just gradually building it. But as I say that is not what he was looking for.
No, that's exactly right. He wants to come further past. He's got to get close to straight in. The 7, not straightforward. And that's why he's gone forward. I really like the play, Michael. Safe play. Can't get in trouble doing this.
So after we speculated for so long as to whether the 7 would pass the 8 into the top corner pocket, in the end it was irrelevant because he's gone the other way and now should get back to only 1 behind.
Digging down out to the right side of the table.
It's going to be 3 in a row for Kachi. Patiently carved out a route back into the match. And so, having led 6-2 at one point, Johan Chua's advantage
wins the rack.
is now just a single rack. Kachi will be breaking on the next, looking to draw level.
Oh, he's caught a piece of it. That matters.
It's just starting to feel like one of those massive, massive racks, isn't it? The way it's unfolded and the situation in the match, what it would mean either way in terms of who wins it.
Trying to get down here below these balls. Oh, he's hit this a little heavy. Yeah, he's caught that thick. He's fortunate he's ended up over the 8. Yeah, very fortunate he's ended up over the 8. That could have been a lot worse.
Extension, cool.
Wow, is he looking to chop this into the top right? Yeah, I guess his thought process is here is maybe he can get away with it if he doesn't make it. I don't really know where the cue ball's going to finish. Oh, wow. Big time shot from a big time player right there.
Well, we saw this all through the World Cup in Spain last summer. I think Chua got more of the credit than James Aranis for the Philippines winning it, and that was the reason why he was able to come with the big shots at the key moments in Lugo last summer.
Yeah, this cut's like Christmas versus the last one.
So it really did feel like a big rack, didn't it? Chua had the substantial lead at 6-2. He looked like he was playing his way into some rhythm. Kachi was visibly growing more and more frustrated. This rack was Kachi's chance to get level for the first time since 2-all. Oh, but just when it looked as though Chua was going to keep him at bay, he's missed the 8, and now it is going to be level, Scott.
Yeah, you said it, Michael. This is starting to feel like a massive rack. It's become the biggest rack of the match so far for both of these guys. Is this trickier than it looks? Oh, he's got all the ball. We've got a tie ball game.
The easiest 9 you could ever see. 4 in a row for Efren Kachi. He's drawn level in this World Championship semi-final. It's a race to 5 from here.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I don't know if he goes 2 rails at it. There's a chance of getting the cue ball behind the 9.
Extension call.
All 3 co-brothers are in the arena. Of course, Ko Ping Han, the youngest of them, played Johan Chua in this World Championship.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
That's like 3 or 4 times now, Michael, where he's just missed the top side of the ball.
Please start the clock.
Yeah, it might look like we're just running the same rack over and over because it's ball in hand again. It's just so similar rack after rack.
Test Boost Max or Burn Evolved? Which is better for a guy who wants to burn fat and build muscle? Hey, so I wanted to apologize to all the guys out there who wanted to get ripped and bulk up and missed out on our crazy bundle because we ran out of stock. And so now's your chance to grab these 2 amazing male enhancing supplements that are shown to boost metabolism, burn fat faster, skyrocket testosterone, lower cortisol, and help you to build more muscle and improve your performance inside and outside of the bedroom.
I don't want to sound cocky, but watching my body turn into Ferrari, basically. It was
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
My wife's like, "What'd you do?" She's seeing all the changes that are happening, and she says, "I want to do this."
Yeah,
I'm
waiting for it.
I'm 44 years old and I've accomplished the best fitness level of my lifetime. The food is just igniting everything in my body to burn what it needs to burn to achieve its goals. I would say I'm probably in the best shape of my life at 44 years old.
We'll never have to be on the treadmill again. I want to say slowly the weight started coming off, but it came off faster than I thought it would.
This stuff is like the propane in a blowtorch for melting body fat. And it works by naturally raising your T levels and helping you feel the effects of high T levels by lowering your cortisol. And then part 2 is Burn Evolved. Burn Evolved is a fat burning supplement that has a capsicum extract that's been shown to kick up your metabolism, help you burn more fat, help you burn more calories, and just turn your body into like a fat burning furnace. And that's why we're offering now for a limited time only this amazing bundle. Do not miss out on the opportunity to enhance your body and your mind and your performance and just transform yourself in the new year and start turning heads like never before. Click the link below and take advantage of this before it's too late. Taking these 2 together, literally once a day, helps to essentially synergize and maximize their powers to provide even stronger and faster results. So grab it right now while supplies last.
Estrogen is killing men. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you all about this sneaky hormone and what you can do to stop it. So first off, what is estrogen? Estrogen is the primary female hormone that's stimulated by the brain into production that influences your reproductive system. Now, balanced levels of estrogen are necessary in men. However, our population has seen a massive rise in male estrogen levels over the past 50 years, leading to all sorts of dangerous health issues. Now, what is estrogen dominance? Estrogen dominance is characterized by the androgen to estrogen ratio in men. Having a high androgen to estrogen ratio allows the male body to function properly for more energy, building muscle, and storing less fat. What's even better is that a high androgen to estrogen ratio is going to lead to higher T levels in men. Now, what are some of the signs that a guy would have high estrogen levels, or what's known as estrogen dominance? Weight gain, aging, reduced T, junk food cravings, slow metabolism, poor thyroid function, and gynecomastia are some of the symptoms that you might see. Now you're probably wondering how to fix this. Well, I've got 3 natural compounds to use today to simply and quickly increase androgen production naturally and get control over that excess estrogen once again. First compound is KSM-66 ashwagandha. KSM-66 is an adaptogenic herb extract that's taken from ashwagandha. It's been used in traditional Eastern medicine for centuries. Some of the benefits include an increase in androgen production, improved men's health biomarkers, improved cholesterol numbers, increased exercise performance, and decreased estrogen production. The second compound is forskolin. Forskolin is commonly used as a root for fat loss. The best form of forskolin is the root extract because of its high potency. Benefits of forskolin include increased dopamine and T levels, higher energy, and improved cholesterol levels. And the third compound is zinc gluconate. Now, zinc is an essential mineral that's consumed through your diet. Zinc gluconate is highly bioavailable, meaning it's readily absorbed by your body. The benefits of zinc gluconate include decreased estrogen production, increased androgen production, and a noticeable increase in libido. Some of y'all are probably wondering, where did we get all these things? What we did at Umzu is we put together a formula for this specific reason called Testro X. Now, Testro X is specifically designed with these 3 compounds along with 5 other key ingredients at the exact clinical dosages shown in human studies to actually work. This is meant to be taken just once per day. Now, you'll take the 3 capsules about 30 minutes before you go to bed. What that's going to do is it's going to help lower estrogen levels naturally. You can finally get rid of that stubborn body fat, those man boobs, and all the emotional mood swings. Testro X is the natural estrogen control and androgen boosting solution that'll help you optimize your hormones naturally. Click through to learn more about Testro X.
And that's too heavy right there, Michael.
And is there anyone in this room now not thinking the words possible turning point?
And that gives you an idea of these side pockets. You've got to hit the heart.
It was a tough shot though, wasn't it? Making the pot and holding for the 4. You don't like saying must win or must make until it's really the very end of the match. But he could really do with taking this opportunity. And there's not a great deal here that's anything other than routine.
Yeah, it just feels like every game is so important for both of these guys. He's going to be reaching here. Adding the extension onto his cue and onto the shot clock. Does he take the 2 rail line or just come 1 rail down? 2 rails it is. And looking pretty focused there. 2 rails out above the 7.
What did you feel there? That looked a bit snatchy to me.
Yeah, he definitely decelerated. And that final backswing, I believe it passes. Well, that's a great look. And this is extremely thin, Michael. If he's playing this to the lower right. I don't think there's anybody on the planet that cuts the ball better than Chua. What a moment this is. He's kissed it out of the pocket.
Yeah, when it was clear they were going to collide again, you thought there was a possibility it might go in at the second time of asking, but never got close to it.
And I think he overcut it. I don't know that it was going anyway. It looked like he hit it a little thin. What a big swing this is.
Chua has all the look in his chair of a player who feels his dreams might be slipping away here. It's starting to feel like a very long time since he was leading 6-2. This is going to be half a dozen racks in a row for Eklund Kachi. In contrast to the anxious figure that the Albanian was cutting earlier, he now looks like he really fancies the job. And the job from here is to win just 3 more racks. Eklenkachi goes a couple clear for the first time in this contest at 8-6. Keeps on making the one in the side. And so consistent in that regard. But another way in which he's been consistent, that he'd rather not be, is not making any break and runs so far in this semi-final. And he faces a more challenging 9 than he would have anticipated to finally break that sequence.
Yeah, Michael, he was trailing 6-2. 7 on the spin. Oh, going to the lower right. This has landed really awkward. I think this is the correct pocket. So when a player chooses the other side like this, he feels like he can see the ball cleaner, might get the cue ball to the rail a little quicker as well, avoiding the scratch. That's why he's going to the lower right.
And now it is 7 in a row. It's the first break and run Eklenkachi has had in this semi-final, and he's only a couple away now from Pool's ultimate stage.
Extension called.
Yeah, and this has ended up fairly awkward. Looking to swing through the gap of the 9 and the 6. Evaluating here. What I meant by that is sending the cue ball up table. Just trying to get distance. Leaving the 3 down low. And now he might have something else in mind. Oh, he got the kiss. He's gotten a big roll here. Things all of a sudden going Kachi's way. The pool gods are listening.
Sure.
Yeah, and if you believe in the pool gods, you have to feel Chua's angered them. And some of the mistakes he's made. He's had chances during this run of 7 in a row by Kachi to stop that sequence in its tracks, and he's just passed them up.
Yeah, well pointed out, Michael. He's missed a couple of kicks that he clearly should have made contact with. And obviously, the mistake on the 7. This might land awkward again. Yeah, if this ball doesn't go, he can lay him up on the 7, meaning play the 3 down here towards the pink. There's a good look at it. Is it worth taking the chance, leading 9 games to 6, when you have a pretty straightforward safety? Oh, wow, that gives us an idea of how comfortable he's become. He is really dialing in. Oh, the 7 has gone down, Michael, and he's going to have a thin cut on the 1. Looked like he was going to be dry there. The 1 just short of the middle.
Well, he needed the 7 down, didn't he? Because in his 11th break of the match, for the first time, he has failed to make the 1 in the side.
Yeah, and I can see at this line, I don't believe the scratch is on if he plays the 1 in the top right. And it's going towards the 2. What's he doing here? Plenty of time on the clock. It's a thin chop to the top right. He did weigh out the 1 in the right center. Does have sideboards with the purple, but you don't want to contact that. Could cause problems in the future.
Extension called.
And we knew that was coming. Chua been stuck on 6 for what seems like eternity. Wow, he's wrapped around this lower left corner. Everything going Kachi's way. I think he's played it. I don't know that he played it that thin. One more big shot, Michael. And the big man will be on his way. And there it is. He's got the angle as well. If he gets on the pink, it could be curtains.
Yeah, given how efficient and clinical he's been and taking his opportunities in the later part of this match, you'd have to back him all the way here. It's in contrast to the start of the contest when he made some eyebrow-raising errors.
Notice these balls going in very clean. Early in the match, they were catching the rail.
Kachi was a teenager when he first reached the semi-finals of the World Championship. He was beaten there by Roland Garcia. Since then, so much has happened to him. He's played in many Mosconi Cups on winning teams and on losing teams. He's won a major title at the UK Open, beating some wonderful players along the way. He's had an appearance in the World Masters final. And he's also had a major motor accident, which ruled him out of the game for many months. But here he is now, on the brink of completing a sensational run of 9 racks in a row. Kachi trailed Johan Chua 6-2, but he is going to run out the winner here by 11 racks to 6.
Wins the match.
And Eklan Kachi of Albania, for the very first time, is into the final of the World Championship.
The one thing that I preach to people is about your process to keep you in the moment, and that's one thing that I feel like is his best attribute overall. The 7 is close to the pocket, so he can cheat it a bit. Just pull the cue ball up the right side of the 8. Doesn't want to get really thin here, though, and have to play the 9 up long, or maybe a tricky cue ball from the 8 to the 9. So somewhat heavy on the 8 would be good.
The solidity on display in this first rack, typical Gorst.
Fedor Ghost wins the rack.
Off to a flyer.
Yeah, you could kind of hear not the best connection on the rack, and Shevchuk's going to get a nice one to start here, just inches away from the 1. What will be a combination, and he can hold the 1 pretty easily as well. I was going to say, you said replicate. That's probably what makes him the best, is really being able to repeat things and do a lot of the same things over and over. Any sport, that's what you're looking for. Trying to look at the out here, not too bad. The 2 over the pocket should be able to hold the 1. Probably the 3 to the 5. That's the real little bit of stress, you might say. He's overran. This has got to slow down a little bit, and it just did. This is going to scratch. And he's overcut that to the pocket. That's why he missed the side rail by probably 2 diamonds.
Please start the clock.
Shevchuk had that sinking feeling as the cue ball was coming back up the table. Textbook. But of course, it's not just about technique, it's about temperament, and he's got that as well. He's the whole package. The whole package in terms of how versatile he is as well when it comes to pool. Only 24 years of age. And yet, he seems to have all versions of pool well encoded in the brain.
Yeah, as a young man, boy really, he always wanted to be in sport, and actually started out, I think, with cross-country skiing, and then found pyramid for a little bit, I think, before changing to American 9-ball. And you know, like a lot of us, we played a lot of different sports, and lucky enough to find this one, and it's certainly the one that was made for him.
What do they say? Old head on young shoulders. He won the Derby City Classic 1 pocket again this year. You've got to be wise to play that game. A lateral thinker. And literally
Fedor
here,
Ghost wins the rack.
Fedor Ghost is back in front. He leads very early days in this second semi-final by 2 racks to 1.
Gorst, who has it all, best jumper in the world, one of the best breakers, and of course great under pressure. Kachi, maybe one of the best cueists you'll ever see, with so much power. Johan Chua, of course, who's exited the tournament, but the aggression that he brings, it's always fun to watch. And I think Shevchuk, you may label him as he just kind of keeps it simple, waits for his opportunity and takes advantage. Watch for the left knuckle. This is the one. You're always afraid of a little skid when you're hitting down on the ball. It's almost in the back of your mind without you even knowing it. So easy to drive this into the left knuckle.
Well, we've already described Shevchuk as a wild card for the championship, which is accurate. I think it's also a label you could put on him, forgotten man, before we started out. Given his career CV, it's not a major surprise he's here at all. He's not an imposter.
Well, he's kind of like some of the Filipino players, you know, some are so animated and whatnot, but they all carry incredible Q, and when you're a little bit of the more quiet type, you kind of get overlooked, and I think that's what's happens with Shevchuk here and there, especially with so many, you know, characters in our sport, which you can definitely say is one of the pluses. Now, does he just keep it simple here as he try to move the cue ball? Could just hold there for the 7 in the corner. The 8's pretty playable. I think he's going to try and work the cue ball up for the brown in the middle, though. Anytime you're stretched, speed control in the line can be a little funny. Don't you see a little more freedom in the swing than we saw last night, even though he had such a convincing win?
Yeah, I think the fact they were good friends, it just sort of lent to a little bit of tension. Also the fact that they had to wait quite a while before the match began, that didn't help either.
Yeah, I don't think he was in love with that stroke. We saw twice last night where he did open the door. It was the draw stroke that was a little suspect, and that was closer to getting a snooker than we think. And chip in 9 ball for his first lead.
Wojciech Shevchuk wins the rack.
Wojciech Shevchuk is no pushover.
This is not easy. The camera will certainly fool you on this angle, and he's got to put some speed on this to get around.
The initial indications are very positive, I think, for Shevchuk. He looks more settled, certainly, than he did against Van Boning. And more than he did, in my opinion, against Victor Zielinski, even though he won that match with something to spare.
Yeah, well, I think he's already had to make more shots. That's got to really slow down. I think it will. I think the TV tables played a little faster than the outer tables did this week. We commented that we thought the bed played a little slow, and it wasn't by fault or anything, just that's how it is with conditions at times. Yeah, but you know how sport is, Phil. The more balls he knocks in, especially the nice ones, and you know, you just don't realize subconsciously the brain and the body are connecting better and better. Got odd here. I was wondering about that. Looked like he could have stunned over a little for the 8 in the corner. Now an odd one. Not a lot of angle to move the ball. Remember, these are 4 1/4 inch sides, which the corners are 4, but the sides, that's pretty tight because you can't use the rail to slide the ball in. So is he going all the way around? Wow. We really never had him last night have to get into the cue ball as much as he has here early.
Wojciech Szczęsny wins the round.
Good stuff from Wojciech Szczęsny. For the first time, a player has a 2-rack lead in the match, and it is the man from Poland. There is such wonderful work behind the scenes to promote this game.
Yeah, and I think he's putting a little more into it than we saw last night. Making 2 on the break. And he has a doable play on the 2. A little awkward with the 6 there. I don't think the scratch is a real problem. You can see 4 successful breaks to only 1 from Fedor Gorst, and that has been the difference. Besides some awesome play by, of course, Szczęsny. He's got 1 little roll on a miss on the 2 ball, but you know, that's part of it. Not sure what he's doing with a high ball here. Is he trying to get into the 6 off 1 cushion to hold for the 3? Oh, he hit, yeah, kind of shouldered that one, as you say, Phil.
Well, it was so far off. My initial thought was, did he have a skid? Because, of course, it went very thick, but I think it was just very poorly hit. There's no asking the referee to clean the cue ball from Gorst.
Yeah, and I'm a firm believer that the stroke does promote a little bit of that, especially with inside spin. And like you said, there's no way he's aiming that poorly. So big moment there, and I was kind of wondering about the shot itself. He wanted the 2 a little further to keep the jump away. That being Gorst. I think at first, though, when he was going to shoot the 2, he was going to elevate and kind of stun 2 rails for a bit of a shot on the 3. He wanted to get better.
Extension called.
And this is the type, even though there's some distance, very, very makeable.
I thought he might get away with that, but the 2 ball just came to rest in time. Well, from Gorst's perspective, it came to rest in time. The last camera shot we got there was a tremendous indication of just how wide the stance is of Szczęsny. The 2 legs splayed.
Yeah, and I'm not in love with the shot overall on this at this level with the 5 being there. Now, he did get some awkward cueing, but most players, if he's not jacked up here, he's going to plant you behind a purple. I think maybe going for the bank.
You picked the shot, he picked the shot without much hesitation.
Well, that's the thing about 9-ball pool. A lot of people are convinced, oh, it's real concrete what you do. But I think he feels like maybe things aren't going his way a little bit on a few things. So let me put it in my own hands. See if I can get going.
Yeah, in baseball, they always talk about a situational hitter. I think the game's greats in 9-ball are situational shot makers that change the script.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it takes a while to learn that as well. And, of course, this guy learns at an accelerated rate compared to most. But I dealt with that for a little while, and it's just not always the same. Even though you may have the same shot, the situation feels different. You feel different. You get a lot of feeling about how things are going. I like the little extra time here just to regroup, make sure you don't have a silly miss.
Fed August wins the rack.
Just a little check here. Ooh, that one was a little thick, and you'll see that from time to time when the player wants to check the ball. Okay, how's he feeling? Does he stun across? Does he go forward? Probably forward. The 9-ball's a little impeding the stun shot. And he has, you know, considering that 9-ball of last, hasn't hit the pocket super clean on a few of these.
There was an old snooker commentator who used to say that ball wiped its feet.
Yeah, the same thing in 9-ball pool. The famous Grady Matthews. That was one he brought to commentary on the other side of the Atlantic. And even there, that kind of little so-so.
Extension called.
Does he hold the ball? Usually won't from distance here. Usually go ahead and let the stroke out a little bit.
Parity is about to be achieved.
Fed August wins the rack.
Very competitive semi-final this. It was 1-1, it was 2-2, and now, after falling 2 racks adrift, Fed August is back to 4-4. It does, but it's an obscured turn at the table. The brown 7 seeing to that.
Yeah, I was a little surprised he didn't kind of just stun his ball and stop it, kind of move it over a few inches, trying to weld it on the brown. Didn't really fear the 4 getting away. And this is a little shocking as well. Maybe he's worried about whiffing the kick. I didn't think it was that difficult. Not seeing the future here, though. Yeah.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
And at this level, the referee has just called ball in hand, and when
Start the clock.
that's the case at this level, it's not quite the end of rack. Strange things happen, but it should be the end of rack.
Yeah, and anytime you have to get over a close one.
Like he got up and down on countless occasions. In the end, he pushed out quite simply. Alner made a safety mistake and Sanderson won the rack, but the indecision, well, he was racked with it.
Yeah, going behind the 9, you would suspect here. I was watching that same match, and okay, not how I exactly planned it. The cue ball, of course, but he wanted the 2 clean up the table. And
Pause the clock, please.
yeah, that was a winner's qualification for Elliott. And again,
Reset
man,
the
hats
clock.
off to Elliott for all the hard work. Keep doing what you're doing. The shouter will shout again.
Extension called.
Wow, he's going to jump this ball. That's just amazing to me. I mean, a lot of them practice this, but not many will pull the trigger, especially in the semifinal of the biggest 9-ball tournament ever. Okay, I mean, it's again only mid-match, but you feel the momentum. Gorse is in a good spot mentally and breaking the balls much better. So,
To a certain degree, but it's been more subtle.
yeah, and I think little things. I think a couple times, be fair. Gorse kind of hit the pocket a little crudely. Could have been a miss. Is he going for the jump here? Is he going to bank this away, trying to contain the cue ball on the top end as the 2 comes down? Easily air this if he's trying to make it. Wow, what a shot.
What a jumper. What a jumper he is. Our commentary position is right under an air conditioning unit. We need a jumper. Come on, Fedor. Clear path through.
Yeah, remember the 2-ball last night against Zielinski when he got more of a look than he should. He made one heck of a shot to kind of seal the match. Yeah, the timing was off on that one. I don't know if it was the beeps or not, but certainly was a little off.
Yeah, I think you're right. Timing in both respects. And now Gorst has a golden opportunity to be 9-6 ahead. No clusters. They're all there.
Okay, just a little hold here. Won't do much. Just dig a little bit on the cue ball.
Fedor Ghost
The
wins
Ghost
the rack.
floats into a 9-6 lead.
Could have been more. You can see a little shake of the head. Maybe a hair of a let up. I mean, I would have liked to have had another 10 to 12 inches down below the 7. And there's the mistake, and that's because of the shot on the 6. So we're going to get to see a cross-corner bank. I don't think there's another option.
Would you fancy him to get it, Jeremy?
It plays nice from here, and the good thing about it, ooh, can he get at the safety here? If he can get at the safety and he's cueing downward on the ball, he's 3-railing the 8 around. Now remember the jump cue. He didn't really pinch the cue ball up on the 9. So you got to believe Gorse is going to the air.
Extension called.
It's tough. It's a tough situation, but no one is better equipped.
Yeah, and you could hear he already called his extension. Not saying he's going to take a lot of time, but he doesn't want any bother while he tries to make another incredible jump. Main thing about these jumps is they're always in the biggest moments. He's going to get a little roll. May earn another turn at the table. This 8's going to get really close to the rail as well. This has become very awkward as far as the safety. Yeah, I'm not in love with anything here. You have to go for the bank, really. He's got to warp this in, stun the cue ball 2 cushions. Wow. How deep is that black 8? Now, he would have had to bank the 9, but didn't hit it perfect, but you thought it would take it in.
I wasn't quite sure whether there was going to be some kind of delayed reaction and it was going to flop into the pocket.
Yeah, a little rail first here, probably. No, he played ball first. This is going to get away. No. And when they play it like that, they don't know exactly how the cue ball is going to react off the jaws of the pocket. Try not to play it with too much speed, but he didn't want the cue ball to just kind of fizzle and stay there on the rail for some long 9 ball.
You have to seriously wonder, is that the last straw for Wojciech Szewczyk, or will there be another twist in this match? You know, it's only an hour and a quarter until the final is scheduled to begin.
Pretty aggressive with the stroke itself and very battle tested. You're gonna get a little funny. Not saying it's that missable, but now, do you want to try and get really good on the 8, or do you want to just work a little harder on the 8? Maybe simplify the 7 here. Maybe just get out a half a diamond, cut the 8, and go back and forth for the 9. That's what I was thinking. Is he going to fluke it? Wow. And that's the decision. I would have probably simplified the 7 and just kind of cut the 8. He wanted to get much heavier on the 8, and that's what caused the miss that ended up finding in the pocket anyways.
Is destiny in play? We've mentioned before on more than one occasion that he was lucky against Zielinski last night. And boy, had that fluke not entered the pocket, well, his championship was over.
Wojciech Szewczyk
Flukes are all about timing. That one was such an outrageous one that Szewczyk felt it necessary to apologise not once but twice.
Let the 2 just get out in the center of the table off the side cushion, maybe near the purple. You may slide behind the 3 as well. Yeah, I like that speed right there. That way you really keep accurate on the 2 rail kick.
a composed shot in a situation when composure can be compromised.
Yeah, no doubt. Good call there, Phil, and good call by Fedor-Gorst. Yeah, this is going to be one that Gorst wants and wants to end it now. I kind of get the feeling he's really used a lot of energy these last few games trying to get the win. You talked about it's not long before that final starts, so now's the time.
Yeah, less than an hour.
Yeah, he's going to get the prime angle, especially he likes to stun the ball. So he'll come one rail across, may get to the second cushion. Wants to fall nice and heavy, that way the pink's not missable with the purple near. So a little preference here on the second cushion. And he's going to come one rail up, I believe, for the same pocket for the purple 5.
There is no tension like that which a player feels when they're on the verge of a major victory. In practice, in a normal tournament, in an early rack, easy peasy, but there's nothing easy now.
Yeah, especially he fell a little straight, so he's got to come short side. Wants to stay off the cushion. He's a little flat here as well. Not saying it's a big problem, but it's not the easiest of cue ball movement. Now, sometimes the camera will fool us, that's for sure. Occasionally you get fooled at the table, but I don't think that's the case for Gorst here. Just stay away from the 9. That's the main thing. Took a little gamble there, Phil. I'm not going to lie. I mean, he had to create some angle. That's why you saw more of a punchy kind of stroke, but just 2 rails out. Little cut shot on the 9, and we have 2 monsters in the final, not but an hour away.
It really has been a brave, courageous run to this stage for Wojciech Szewczyk after losing his opening match. But now he's sitting there, no doubt fearing the worst. The journey almost over. It's a colossal semi-final victory for Fedor-Gorst, and now awaiting him an even more colossal place in a final against Eklund Kaci. 2 20-somethings. It is Albania against the USA for the biggest title in 9-ball pool.